Hello, dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to ABC World English News. I'm your host, Ishfar Aulako, and do stay with us as I take you through our selected brief updates for the hour, right after the following top stories. Civic associations vow to play a critical role for an effective national dialogue. And the Sudan conflict enters sixth month with no end in sight. Now, some 7.3 million Ethiopians have received food and financial support. That's according to Government Communications Service. While briefing the media here today, State Minister for Government Communications Affairs, Salamawit Kassa, touched upon the national security situation, emergency support, agricultural operations, and a host of other current national issues. The State Minister stated that 738,607 quintals of food grains have been doled out to most affected areas, adding that an outlay of 1.4 billion birr has been earmarked for financial support to the members of the society who need support in advance. Ethiopia has so far managed to provide support to 7.3 million people in need of support, it was disclosed. Now, a high-level Ethiopian delegation led by the Finance Minister Ahmed Shide, along with the National Bank Governor Mamo ምህረቱ, held discussions with the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund (IMF) officials during the 2023 annual meetings held in Marrakech, Morocco, from October 9 to 13, 2023. The delegation met with WBG President Ajay Banga, IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva, World Bank's Managing Director for Operations Anna Beridi, and with World Bank Vice President for Eastern and Southern Africa, Victor of the African Department. The minister highlighted the country's development priorities, including economic recovery, macro fiscal stability, private sector development, human development, and reconstruction, among others. Both institutions commended Ethiopia for the critical steps taken to stabilize the economy and tame inflation, as well as broad-based reform program planned under the Ethiopia's second phase of the homegrown economic reform. Moving on, the Ministry of Finance and the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA, have reached a mutual understanding of working closely in ensuring the agency's support to Ethiopia remains effective. Both sides concurred on the matter during the meeting between Samarita Swaso, State Minister for Finance, and JICA Senior Vice President Imoto Sachiko. The main focus of the meeting aims to buttress the existing cooperation between Ethiopia and JICA. During the meeting, both parties discussed JICA's overall cooperation policy with Ethiopia and the ongoing challenges associated with the current situation in the country. You're still watching ABC World English News. I'll be right back right after the following.
Today we are doing a tour of Addis Ababa with Abyssinian Nomad. We have a driver, trusty driver. We have our guide right here. And of course we have our professional coffee drinker, Tracy. So right now we're doing a quick stop on Mount Antoto.
and it is massive compared to the elephants that we see today.
So meet Lucy. For the longest time, she was believed to be our oldest ancestor. So welcome to Mercato Market. This is the largest open-air market on the African continent. It employs...
Welcome back. Now, civic associations are said to be duty-bound to play a critical role in creating conducive environment for an effective national dialogue. While the nation awaits the process to heal wounds threatening to explode, the associations must be at the forefront of ensuring smoothness and transparency. According to civic associations representatives approached by our staff reporter, Shaggai Mata. Have a listen to this.
Although the nation eagerly awaits national dialogue for wounds to heal, the role of civic associations is a subject rarely discussed. President of the Ethiopian Professional Association Alliance, Alamayo Mekonnen, urged professional associations to play an indispensable role in leveling up the ground for the much-awaited national dialogue. As the representatives told ABC that civic associations, at their individual as well as collective level, are important to address issues raised from different sectors.
Now we have the Ethiopian Professional Associations Alliance. So the alliance is responsible to, once issues are identified, then the alliance is responsible to address those issues according to their the side of the issue or the content. So we are responsible to link to the proper professional association under our alliance.
You focus at the individual sectors when you zoom in at the parts. And then the whole body of professions in the country is assembled under all the professions. So we need both to play out, both at the collective level and at the individual identity level. So a healthy whole part relation.
The board chairman also called on every Ethiopian to exert maximum effort in the peacemaking process before conflict is.
At the end of the day, it is through talks, through conversation, that problems are to be solved. So let's avoid our certainty. Let's give a little bit of trust. You know, a little bit of trust. We have all ourselves. We don't have any worry. So Ethiopia has 120 million. It is 120 million of us. So we need to talk to each other and then solve our problems.
And finally, moving to updates from Africa, we go to Sudan, where 6 months since conflict broke out, Sudan's brutal war continues to inflict immeasurable suffering, endangering lives, displacing millions from their homes and causing deaths even in areas far from front lines. More than 9,000 deaths, 5.6 million displaced people and refugees, cholera and deindustrialization. The war that broke out between General Al-Burhan and Mohammed Dagalo has brought Sudan to its knees and ravaged its capital, Khartoum. Across Sudan, the fragile health system is struggling, emergency rooms are congested, and many hospitals have closed completely. According to the International President of Doctors Without Borders, Sudan's crisis epitomizes a catastrophic failure of humanity, marked by the warring parties failing to protect civilians or facilitate essential humanitarian access. With no end to the war in sight, NGOs are calling for a substantial increase in efforts to provide humanitarian aid and for people of Sudan to be allowed unhindered access to media aid. Well, dear viewers, with that we come to the end of today's news. Thank you for watching.